Today we are going to see Amazon S3 vector buckets. AWS has just recently launched Amazon S3 vectors. So to find the option, we can go to Amazon S3 and then there is an option of vector buckets. Here you can create vector buckets. If you want to create a new vector bucket, you can click here and then just give the name of your vector bucket, and you can also apply encryption on top of that vector bucket. So you have this much of option only for now. As I have already created a vector bucket, I will not create new. So this is my vector bucket, and as you can see that I have 3 indexes created here. Apart from indexes, we have few other options here. The options to view exports to OpenSearch. We can also integrate OpenSearch with the S3 vector buckets, and we can create new indexes. Okay, so let's jump on to code. I will explain how we can leverage these Amazon S3 vector buckets and perform search and put vector into the vector buckets, etc. So I have created a simple Python code, and I am using the Boto 3 S3 vectors client. So the first difference is that if we want to connect to S3, we use S3, but here we have to use S3 vectors. And apart from that, I'm also using Bedrock runtime to create embeddings. So I have number of methods here. I will explain all these one by one. So first is list vector buckets. So if we want to list all the vector buckets in our account, then we can simply use the list vector bucket, and here I am printing all the vector buckets in here. Apart Now, talking about the main thing, how can we create a vector? We can also use AWS console, but if we want to use uh, SDK, then we can use Boto 3, and with the help of that we can create this vector. So for now, I have used that client, and then the method is create index. So inside the method we have to pass this much of things. What is the data type, index name, dimensions, distance metric, and vector bucket name in which we want to create this vector. So what I am doing here is, first I am checking if the index exists in my vector bucket, and if it does, then I am simply like skipping the creation, else I am creating a new index. So I'm using this get index method. So here in get index you can pass the index name and then the name of your bucket. From there I'm checking, like, if this query runs, then I'm returning true. Else if I'm getting not found exception, it means the vector does not exist and we have to create a new one. So if not, this is false, then I'm creating a new index, else I'm skipping this part. Now this method generate embeddings is a different method. So we are just like using a text generation model, and with the help of that model we are generating the embeddings. So now coming into how to insert into this vector, we have created the index. How can we insert into the index? So for now, I have just taken a list, and there are few I think 5 lines are in there. So what we can do is, we can loop over this list, generate embeddings. So this method will run and it will generate embedding. Now I'm appending the key, the data is the embedding which the above method has returned to us. And apart from that, we can also store metadata, for example description, genre, anything we can store in here. Since my data is about movies, then I have added this genre. Now once I've created this array, now if you want to put this into the index, we can simply use put vectors method, and then uh, the name of bucket, the name of index, and the vectors. Now this will insert data into my index. Now the next point is, how can I query this thing? So again, first we have to have a input text, or like the, then we are again generating the embeddings for the input text. Now we are using query vector method. Here we are uh, using, or like we are passing vector bucket name, index, query, so the embedding which you have just generated. And then top k is like how many uh, returns you want to get it from embedding, and then return distance and return metadata. These things you can use as per your convenience. You can also disable those, and then it will return the vector. So like these are only methods in here. The main two methods are, how can we put data into the index, and how can we query the index. So now I will run, uh, so I'll just run this code, and let's see. Okay, so this is the result of list buckets. Let me, yeah, so this is the only bucket I have in my account, which is a vector bucket. Now it is checking for the index. Since the index does not exist, it is creating the index, inserting data into the index, and then finally returning the result of our query, since I have searched for this one. So yeah, this is just a simple use case, or like code, which we can use to learn more about how we can use S3 vector buckets. And apart from this, AWS has also uh, posted this blog. I have also followed this to create the code. This is all from my end. Thank you.